Hi, everyone. My name is Linda Reeves, and I'm a 28-year-old marketing exec with a passion for hiking and rescue dogs. Before I dive into my wild story, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more about how I triumphed over the ultimate mother-in-law from hell. So, picture this. I'm at a friend's housewarming party, sipping on some cheap wine, and wondering why I even came when he walks in. Tall, dark, and ridiculously handsome, William Carter, the man who would change my life. We hit it off immediately, talking about everything from our favorite Netflix shows to dream vacations. Fast forward a year, and William is down on one knee asking me to marry him. I was ecstatic, already envisioning our future. Little did I know, my happiness was about to be seriously tested. Enter Mary Carter, William's mother and my personal nemesis. The first time I met her, she scanned me up and down like I was a questionable thrift store find. "So Linda," she said, her tone syrupy sweet, "William tells me you work in marketing. How? Interesting." I shrugged it off, figuring maybe she had a bad day. But during our engagement party, I overheard her whispering to William's aunt, loud enough for me to catch. "I just don't see what William sees in her. She's not exactly the kind of girl I pictured for my son." Ouch. Still, I was determined to win her over. I baked her favorite cookies, asked for her advice on wedding plans, even offered to help with her charity events. Nothing worked. As the wedding planning ramped up, Mary went into full control freak mode. She had opinions on everything: the venue, the flowers, even my dress. "Darling," she said one day, eyeing my gown with thinly veiled disdain, "don't you think something more conservative would suit you better? We wouldn't want to give people the wrong impression now, would we?" I bit my tongue, trying to keep the peace. William, blessed his oblivious heart, chalked it up to just how mom is. Things hit a boiling point during a family dinner when Mary decided to reminisce about William's ex. "You know, William," she said, swirling her wine, "Sarah was such a lovely girl. Whatever happened to her?" I couldn't take it anymore. I excused myself and stepped outside to catch my breath. That's when my best friend Elizabeth found me. "What's wrong, Liv?" she asked, her face full of concern. Tears streamed down my face as I spilled everything. "She hates me, Liz, and William won't stand up to her. I don't know if I can do this." Elizabeth grabbed my shoulders, her eyes blazing. "Linda Reeves, you are amazing. If that old bat can't see it, that's her problem. Don't let her ruin your happiness." Her words stuck with me. I loved William, and I wasn't going to let Mary Carter destroy our relationship. But then things got worse. At my bridal shower, supposed to be a fun, light-hearted day, Mary's sister, Aunt Marge, dropped a bombshell. "So Linda," she began, her voice dripping with fake concern, "when did you have your work done?" I nearly choked on my champagne. "Excuse me?" "Oh, you know," she said, gesturing vaguely at my face. "The enhancements, no judgment, dear. We're all friends here." The room went silent. I stammered, "I haven't had any work done," completely blindsided. Elizabeth swooped in to save the moment, cheerfully announcing, "Okay, who wants cake?" But the damage was done. Later, Elizabeth pulled me aside. "Liv, I need to tell you something," she said hesitantly. "Mary's been telling people you've had plastic surgery, and showing them your old high school photos to back it up." I felt like I'd been punched in the gut. That night, I confronted William. "Did you know about this?" I demanded. His face fell. "No, about what?" "Your mother is spreading rumors that I've had plastic surgery." "Liv, I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding." "Mom wouldn't do that," he said weakly. "Wouldn't she?" I shot back. "She's been undermining me since day one, and you've done nothing about it." Our first big fight ensued, with William promising to talk to his mother, but things only escalated. At the rehearsal dinner, Mary went too far. After a few too many glasses of wine, she stood up, her voice loud enough to silence the room. "Before this wedding goes any further," she declared, "we should have a doctor examine the bride-to-be, just to clear up any misconceptions." I was mortified. The entire room turned to look at me, but instead of breaking down, something inside me snapped. "You want proof?" I said, my voice trembling but firm. "Fine. But when I give it, Mary, you'd better be ready to eat your words." With that, I stormed out, leaving behind a stunned silence. As I stormed away from the rehearsal dinner, I heard William calling after me, but I didn't stop. I had a wedding to save and a mother-in-law to take down. The next morning, I woke up feeling more like I was heading into battle than walking down the aisle. My bridesmaids were all smiles and mimosas, but I was on a mission. Eliza. I called out, urgency in my voice. We need to make a few calls. While my friends worked on my hair and makeup, Elizabeth and I got to work. We reached out to anyone who could vouch for my story. High school friends, college roommates, even my old orthodontist. If Mary wanted proof, she was about to get it. Just as I was slipping into my dress, there was a knock at the door. Liv, can we talk? William's voice was muffled through the wood. I opened the door, superstition about bad luck be damned. William looked like he hadn't slept a wink. Linda, I'm so sorry, he began, guilt etched into his face. I talked to Mom. I had no idea she was spreading those rumors. I told her if she doesn't apologize and stop this nonsense, she's not welcome at the wedding. Relief washed over me, but it wasn't enough. Thank you, William, but an apology isn't going to fix this. She's crossed a line. He nodded, determination in his eyes. Whatever you need to do, I'm with you 100%. The ceremony itself was beautiful. As I walked down the aisle, I felt the weight of Mary's disdain in the front row, her sour expression unmistakable. But I didn't care. I was marrying the man I loved. It was at the reception that Mary made her final drunken stand. William and I were dancing when her voice cut through the music, loud and slurred. I think it's time we settled this once and for all, she announced, stumbling to her feet. I demand we bring in a doctor to examine the bride. We need to know the truth. The music screeched to a halt. Every eye in the room turned to us. William started to respond, but I placed a hand on his arm. I got this, I whispered. I strode toward Mary, heart pounding but resolve unshaken. You want the truth, Mary? Fine. Let's give everyone the truth. I turned to Elizabeth, who nodded and wheeled out the projector we had set up earlier. The lights dimmed and photos began flashing on the screen. This is me at 13, I said as an image of an awkward, brace-faced teenager appeared. And this is me at 16, after I joined the track team. A slimmer but still shy version of me came up next. Photo after photo documented my gradual transformation. No plastic surgery, just braces, growth spurts, and a lot of hard work. Then came the videos, clips of old teachers, friends, and even my orthodontist confirming the obvious. My face hadn't been altered by a surgeon, just by time and effort. I turned back to Mary, my voice steady but sharp. And here's the kicker. Even if I had had work done, who are you to judge? Who are you to try to humiliate me on my wedding day? The room was silent. Mary's face went from red with rage to pale with shock. William broke the silence. Mom, I think it's time for you to leave. Mary stumbled out, humiliated. Guests murmured apologies to me, ashamed for believing her lies. William pulled me close as the music resumed. I'm so proud of you, he whispered as we started our first dance. For the first time in weeks, I felt free, like I'd finally taken control of my own story. But as we settled into married life, the shadow of Mary Carter lingered. Whispers began circulating again, this time claiming I'd brainwashed William and turned him against his family. She just won't quit. I vented to Elizabeth over coffee. She's dating her own grave, Liv, Elizabeth reassured me, squeezing my hand. People are starting to see through her act. And Elizabeth was right. The cracks in Mary's image began to show. Friends who once adored her started distancing themselves. Her co-workers at the real estate agency started avoiding her like the plague. Then one day, William got a call from his cousin. You won't believe this, his cousin said, voice brimming with disbelief. William put the phone on speaker. Mary just lost her biggest client. What happened? I asked, curiosity piqued. Turns out she lied about her property's history. The client caught on and reported her to the real estate board. They launched an investigation and uncovered years of shady practices. Her license is suspended, and she's facing a hefty fine. William and I exchanged a stunned glance. I can't say I'm surprised, he said quietly, but I never thought it would actually catch up to her. As news of Mary's downfall spread, calls and messages started pouring in. Family members, friends, even distant acquaintances reached out with apologies. We should have known better, William's aunt admitted during one call. Mary's always been difficult, but we never imagined she'd go this far. Though I felt vindicated, a small part of me also felt sadness. Mary's lies hadn't just hurt me, They'd left a trail of broken relationships and tarnished reputations behind her. On our first wedding anniversary, William and I chose to celebrate quietly at home. We cuddled on the couch, reminiscing about the whirlwind of our first year as husband and wife. That's when I felt it, a flutter in my stomach. "William," I said, a smile spreading across my face, "I have some news." His eyes widened. "Are you?" I nodded, tears of joy streaming down my cheeks. "We're going to be parents." William hugged me tightly, his face glowing with excitement. Just as we were savoring the moment, my phone buzzed. It was a text from Elizabeth. Gee Liv, you won't believe this. I just got promoted to Mary's old position at her rival agency." I burst out laughing, showing William the message. "Now that," he said with a chuckle, "is what I call sweet justice." We raised a toast to our future, one filled with love, laughter, and a promise to break the toxic cycles of the past. For the first time in what felt like forever, I was at peace. Mary's story may have come to an end, but ours was just beginning. And now a question for you. If you were in Linda's shoes, would you ever consider forgiving Mary? Or do you believe that some actions cross a line and are truly unforgivable? After all, Mary's lies almost destroyed Linda's wedding and her reputation. Yet in the end, Mary lost everything herself. Does that change how you feel? Let me know your thoughts.